Today I will share with you a story about a boy who lost everything at just 7 years old: his parents, his home, and his sense of safety. Taken in by his uncle, he hoped to find comfort, but instead faced rejection and cruelty from his own cousin. With nowhere else to go, he had to survive through pain, loneliness, and fear. But what happens next will truly inspire you. Stay with me as we uncover a story of strength, hope, and an unbreakable spirit. When Leo was just 7 years old, he lost both his parents in a tragic car accident on a rainy winter night. Their laughter, warm hugs, bedtime stories, and everything that made him feel safe disappeared in an instant, leaving only silence and tears behind. After the funeral, Leo had nowhere to go except his uncle's house. Uncle Ray, his father's younger brother, welcomed him kindly and said, "Your family, Leo. You'll always have a place here." But not everyone in the house felt the same. From the very first day, his cousin Jake made Leo feel unwanted. "Why are you even here? This isn't your house. You're not my brother," Jake would say cruelly. Leo stayed quiet, sitting alone during dinner and sleeping on a small mattress in the attic. Uncle Ray tried his best to comfort him by buying him books, asking about school, and telling him stories like Leo's father once did. But Jake's bitterness was stronger than the kindness around him. At school, Jake ignored Leo completely, pretending they were strangers, and at home he would say things like, "You're just a burden. My dad only pities you." Sometimes he would throw Leo's things away or hide his notebooks before school. Leo wanted to run away many times, but he had nowhere else to go. The thought of sleeping on the streets terrified him, so he stayed quiet, kind, and patient. Years passed, and Leo grew into a strong and intelligent young man. He studied hard, worked part-time after school, and helped his uncle with house chores. He learned not to react to Jake's cruel words, choosing instead to prove his worth through his actions. One day in high school, a science competition was announced. The winner would receive a full scholarship to a prestigious university. Leo's eyes lit up because he had always loved building things: machines, circuits, and even fixing broken electronics people threw away. Every night in the attic, he worked on a solar-powered device that could purify water for villages without clean drinking water. Jake mocked him and said, "You win a national competition. Don't make me laugh." But Uncle Ray encouraged him, saying, "Don't let anyone's voice be louder than your dream, Leo." Finally, the day of the competition arrived. Leo stood nervously on the stage, explaining how his invention could help save lives in poor communities. The judges asked difficult questions, but Leo answered each one calmly and confidently. A week later, the results were announced, and Leo had won the scholarship, a future, and a new life. Uncle Ray hugged him proudly while Jake stared in disbelief, unable to understand how the boy he tried to break had become so strong. Before leaving for college, Leo quietly told Jake, "I never hated you. I just wanted a brother." Jake said nothing. Years later, Leo returned as a successful engineer, no longer the frightened orphan boy, but a man filled with strength, dignity, and kindness. Jake watched him silently from a distance, still trapped in bitterness, while Leo had already forgiven him long ago. Because sometimes the people who suffer the most grow into the strongest hearts, not despite their pain, but because of it.